Hello, my name's Angela Dawn. I'm a quantum healer, a transformation coach, and a channel. But what's more important than that? I am just really excited that you found this video and that you decided to join us for Sessions with Spirit. If this is the first time you've come across one of my Sessions with Spirit videos, I'm going to just quickly explain what we're going to do here. Basically, I have a couple decks of cards and I'm just going to channel through some information. Let's see what wants to come through today. What is there that we can learn, that we can discover, relearn, rediscover? Let's do it. See what wants to come up today. Okay. Did you know that regardless of where you happen to find yourself in life, okay, you're actually right on track. It's actually impossible for you to be anywhere but where you're supposed to be. Can you allow that? Like just a sigh of relief. Like you haven't missed the boat. There's no boat to miss, right? You are right on time. Right on time. Time. Time's this thing that we don't really even understand because we think this time is this thing that we give all of our power to. It isn't even real. Time doesn't even exist outside of where we are. Third dimension, right? So this force, this time that like doesn't even exist, that we give so much power and control to, just like our thoughts, those aren't real either. But we'll cover more on that another time. But part of the garden. To me, the garden is where like anything's possible. It's where like everything is existing, it's growing for you to nurture, right? Being right on track. What are you nurturing currently? Where's your garden? Are you still are you just planning out what you want to grow? Have you dug the little holes for the seeds? Have you planted the seeds? Are you tending it to with the watering and the weeding? Are you constantly like uncovering the seeds, seeing like if it's growing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hmm. What are you doing within your mastery? Because we also got the Queen of Scrolls. So these are the first three. Okay. Queen of Scrolls, to me, what this means, master of your destiny. You're creating it as you go. What are you creating? What are you creating? Are you just expecting your creations to just show up? Here I am. Or are you tending to those creations? Are you spending those moments of loving care, you know, maybe removing the weeds that are just suffocating your flowers from being able to grow? What are you doing? What are you doing? The important part. What do you want to say about this? Oh, I hope you actually didn't hear that was my stomach. We're going to go have breakfast after this is done. But okay. So the card of the wake up call. which is about listening and taking note. And we have the card of the cosmos. Everything that you see is a mirror because the lighthouse cannot see itself. Ooh, yeah, the lighthouse cannot see itself. You cannot see these things about yourself, which is why everything's a mirror. Everything's a mirror. Example, if there's somebody that you don't like, we're going to get specific here. If there is a specific behavior somebody's exhibiting that you don't like, we are going to call that gossip in our example. Okay? Someone's real gossipy. Maybe you know somebody like that. And you don't like that about them. Okay? Well, could they be reflecting back to you how you do this? How you're gossiping, for example. Maybe that's not something you do. It's just the one that came to mind. Another one. Okay. You're at work. You're at work. Coworker is constantly on their phone, right? Pisses you off. How often are you doing that same thing? We cannot recognize an energy in another that we do not carry within ourselves. See, Splinter even agrees. Okay, he's kind of laying behind me. You probably can't see him, but if you heard him, he's kind of grumbly today. Anyway, you need the mirror of the world to actually reflect these things back to you. A camera cannot take a picture of itself. A lighthouse cannot see its own light. You need the reflection of the world around you to show you where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Remember, you're right on track still. Okay? You're still right on track. Like so what I'm getting here, in this obsession about time that we have, and time doesn't really even exist. But we let that be our excuse by saying, I don't have time for that. The amount of stuff that we really don't have time for, that we spend most of our time doing, is a little bit backwards. It's a little bit backwards. Guys, remember, it's a mirror. Everything you see is a mirror. So, of course, it's going to seem backwards. Interesting. Codependency, key to freedom. How often do you keep yourself held back or attempt to keep yourself held back by not just undoing this? Undo the shackle that you put there to keep yourself back for whatever reason it was. The reasons don't even matter. Have you ever noticed that asking the question why doesn't really bring you the solitude you think it's going to? It doesn't. Maybe it can. I'm not going to say it never can. I don't know that. But rarely does the answer to the question why give you an actual response. Keeps your ego amused for hours, days even, but it will not actually bring you the solitude you're looking for. Do not ask why. How, what, when, where, who? Yeah, not why. Not why. Not why am I refusing to let go? How am I choosing to hang on closely? How am I choosing hold on tighter? How am I choosing to not just like undoing these little branches that you kind of have intertwined with another because you need to be concerned about where you're going, not where the mirrors around you have been. What if you were here to mirror something completely different and new, but you're still just trying to make it the same? How often are you trying to just make everything the same? We're not here for that. We're not here to all be the same. If you thought we were actually here to all be the same, do you not think we would actually look the same? We'd have the same toned skin, same height, same body structure, same length of hair, same color, same everything. But you came here to be different. Like now, look at snowflakes. There are no two snowflakes that are the same. So do you think as the snow is falling, that one snowflake, oh, no, I'm different than that one. What do I need to do to change myself? No, the snowflake does what it needs to do. It just falls from the sky. I don't actually know really what snow does, precipitation. But anyway, I live in Canada. You think I would know. But you didn't come here to be the same. Simultaneously, do you allow others to be different? Or do you just expect them to do things how you do them, how you have done them, how you would do them? We do that when we offer unsolicited advice. So, because remember, they're on track, I'm on track, you're on track. Everybody is on track, but that does not mean the tracks even look the same. You could be right on track, but what if you're right on track, okay, you're a streetcar in San Francisco, right on track. You're a subway car in New York, right on track. You know what I mean? They're different. They're going somewhere. They're going somewhere specific for where they're supposed to be going, but the streetcar will never be the route of the subway. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? They're each on track to where they're supposed to go. They're not the same because they came here to experience differently in their own way for their mastery of their soul's expansion. Hmm. You're right on time. I like that. You're right on time. That is what we are going to call this video. All right, Metatron, what else is there? Hmm. Sorry about that. Very thirsty. Very thirsty. But anyway, okay. What else is there to say about being on time? Yeah. Okay. Put these back over there for now. Okay. All right. I have a lot of cards here, and I really only thought I grabbed these extra three, but that's fine. We're going to take the ones that we have. So, right on track, right on time. That's a card of the tree of life. So, Are you familiar with the tree of life, with Kabbalah teaching? So, now I am not a teacher of this. Start with that, but that's okay. We can still talk about it. You came, there's all of these different kingdoms for you to explore, for you to discover, okay, within your soul's journey. It journeys through all of these different portals, okay? But to assume that every single one of us is going to be, we're all going to be right here together. Then we're going to go over here. Then we're all going to go here. No, we are each going to be somewhere within here, within the perfect, I want to see like a Plinko game. It just kind of goes all over to see what we're going to experience. Kind of how it is. All of these, which represent different vices, virtues, states of consciousness, states of awareing, ways of being, okay, all different within each of these, okay? And you're going to be somewhere within each of these, which is perfectly right on track to where you're supposed to be, okay? Because then we got part of conquering fear and letting go. You're right on time. What is there to hold on to? You're right where you're supposed to be. Now, if you're unsure, ask. Ask the angels, ask the guardians, ask your soul, your spirit, your higher self, whoever it is that you want to ask. When you're not sure what you need to do, what your next most believable step is, ask. Ask. Because you're still right on track. Even if you ask, they'll make sure you're on track. There are realms of beings that are just sitting there cheering you on as you're making your way through this, through the tree of life, through all of these different parts and for your growth, for your soul's growth and expansion. Sorry, there's a lot of words trying to come out right now. So if you don't know how to conquer your fear, you're going to ask. You're going to ask the part of you that's already been through this whole thing that is doing it again just for fun, just because they can, because they want to, because they enjoy the experience of letting go and allowing love to come in. Okay? So is it time for you to just review and reflect potentially on where you've been, on where you're going, on where you are? Part of water. Water, liquid consciousness, emotional well being. Green, heart color. If you're scared and you don't know what to do, imagine yourself in the middle of this shape. It doesn't even have to be this shape. Imagine yourself in a shape that's so sacred that only you and your soul knows what it is. Allow that to just show up around your being. Okay? You have a sacred shape. You just have to ask to see what it is. And it can change too. So ask your soul what it is. So if you're scared, and ask for your guardians to help you, ask for your higher self, ask your soul. Okay? But still, you're gonna need some alchemy here. Put yourself in your sacred shape. And then just go forth through life. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna say that looks awfully a lot like the shape of here, but I think they are a little bit different. And that's okay. All right. Sacred geometry. Be another thing to look into. But anyway, that could be another place where you kind of find your sacred shape. But anyway, Reel it back in. If you're right on track, time to release. What is no longer serving you that is needing to be put down, that you need to let go of? You're going to be right on time, right? Think bigger. Right on time for what? Put down an outdated coping mechanism? Maybe. To let go of a belief that isn't serving you? Perhaps. There's also something to be said. I've said this a couple times, and I'm going to continue to say it when it comes about to beliefs. Knowing when it's time to let things go and when it's time to release them. Sometimes that can be hard. You can know that something isn't serving you, but not necessarily know what it is. So, what you can do, instead of just, you're not a weekend excavation project, instead of just digging out the next thing that needs to go, you embody what you already are. So, yeah, okay. What am I trying to say? I let the dog distract me. Beliefs, letting go. So instead of finding the next thing that necessarily needs to go, you can just embody what you want to believe. You want to be successful? Okay. What are the traits of somebody you deem successful? What do they do? Do those. See what I mean? You can make this so practical or so difficult. You're still right on track, though. You're still right on track. So if you want to just continue to dig out what needs to go, believe, oh, no, oh, or be what you are. Don't worry about what has to go. Embody what you already are. You want to be successful? What do successful people do? You want to start your own business? Okay, what do other entrepreneurs do? What are the steps that they've taken? Not so that you can necessarily buy all of those as your own, but so that you can use your discernment to determine and decide for yourself where you want to go next. What tools do you want to use to take you? So you don't have to find the next thing to go. You just have to, though, embody that which you are, that which where you want to go, that which will take you where you want to go. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm being drawn back to this one. Review and reflect. Right on track. Are you just constantly needing to go on, get in the next car, right? Just go to the next place? Or do you just take a moment, review and reflect on whatever it is that your soul is asking you to review and reflect upon? It could be sacred action. It could just be your next most believable step. It could be reviewing, this is what I tried, and these are the results I got, and this is fill in the blank, right? You can't necessarily just thinking that you need to just keep going and going and going and going and going. So sometimes when we're in a state of thinking that we need to constantly be on the move, what if you're missing opportunities, though, to release your own codependency, your own shackles, the ways that you are keeping yourself back? Or not holding yourself back enough. There's a balance here. There is a balance here that you will need to find for yourself on when to move and when to stay still, on when to follow sacred action, always follow sacred action, and when it's just time to pause for a moment, not stop, pause, but just review and reflect on what is working, on what isn't working, on what you'd like to try next, on what you don't really want to try next. Review and reflect because you're still right on time. You cannot be late. You cannot be late. Yeah, grab that one second. I want one more from here. What else is there to say so far? Hmm, Polarian. What are views of the ego? Okay, now let's put that here for a second. Okay. hmm, I'm gonna find out why I have you here in a second, but how often do you allow views of the ego to masquerade as soul guidance? Yeah, I don't know about you. I've done this. I still do this. And I'm probably still going to do this. And it gets to be okay. I do use my ego to create. Um, sounds confusing sometimes. These teachings of the ego's got to go. What if the ego's just trying to tell you something? Because you can actually train your ego to be servant to the soul, but you got to get it in check first. Humble up. Okay, but anyway, where are we going with this? Right on track. I have the card of fated meeting. Okay, duh. So much of what we actually come across is fated. It is fated. It is happening when it is supposed to be happening. So, do you allow these fated moments to do what they're trying to do? Or do you allow your own views of your ego to attempt to get into the way of this? But remembering you're still on track, you still are not late. It's impossible for you to be anywhere but right where you are, which is perfect. Sort of clearing the way. How often are you taking the time to clear the way from your own life? Look, all these forests, and there's this little house, and they're just literally, what are they doing? Clearing the way, trying to get home. Keep in mind, you already are home. I want to mention that. Okay, you started here, and this is where you wanted to go. Okay, this is the end goal. Are you expecting everything to clear itself out of its way for you so that you can go from here to here smoothly? without incident. That's just another view of the ego. You came here as a soul for growth, for expansion, for learning, for mastery. But these can get in the way when we can't see what the forest through the trees. Isn't that the saying? Rarely can we actually see the bigger picture of what our life is until it's over. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Now, why do I have you here? Why do I have you? Okay, so seen here with spirit and the implements of study and scientific discovery, Hilarion is a powerful ascended master and has a wonderful connection to the font of information that the Akashic records holds. He's a master of research, science, truth, healing, logical mind, concrete knowledge, and spirit communication. How often are you actually reaching out to the ascended masters for help? They're there to help you. They're there to make sure that you stay on track because they are you. It's another person you can ask. It's just another person that you can ask. Yes, so he's here to help you if you want it. He's here to help if you want it. And allow your own essence to show you how you guys are going to do that. How you guys are going to do that. Okay. Cool, cool. I have anyway, let's see what else wants to be said. Let us see what else wants to be said about being on time. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we are being on time. The card of coming together and blossom. Okay, so we're coming together. Heart space. I need you to come together with your own heart space. Remember, the heart is the bridge. So there's your upper chakras, right? What is it? Throat, third eye, crown. Okay. So you're kind of getting all your information from. We have your heart, lower chakras, root, sacral, solar plexus. Okay. Creation, your foundation, right? You need to take your foundation, okay, and up here, all of your crown stuff, right? Your guidance, crown stuff, your guidance, your stuff, your things along those lines. You got to like bring it up from root safety, root survival living down from crown chakra living, because you can't live up here all the time, can't live down here. You need to bring it into the heart and allow the heart to bridge for you in your own coming together so that you can blossom, so things can come full circle, full circle. But again, allow the bridge of the heart to show you when you need to rest and reconsider. Remember, it's the same: review and reflect, rest and reconsider. We cannot be in a state that we think that we need to constantly be moving. That's just another view of the ego. Your true essence, you in spirit, your true form, it's not, this is not your true form. Okay. You in spirit, your true form is still. It's still. It is basking in the glory of what it already is. It is not in a state of constantly needing to move. That's your ego telling you you're not doing enough. It's not your soul. Because your soul knows you're right on track. It knows. So, what else do we want to say? Are you going to allow the different parts and pieces that are you to come together? What do you want? That's a serious question. What do you actually want? Knowing that you're right on track, okay? And the universe is always listening to your dream, to what you want. It is always giving you what you want. It doesn't always happen in the timing, but that's another ego view, right? Not always in the time that we want it to happen, but we do get what we want. We do. Let's start tying these up here because we can. Because I don't want to keep you here for very long. It's already been about 40 minutes. So, the waterfall. Water is liquid consciousness. Flow. How often are you allowing things to flow? Now, keeping in mind, water is far from smooth sailing. Kind of being drawn to these rocks over here, bottom. Okay, let's see. Let's just get some final messages here. Yeah, see, I'm still kind of getting water. Review and reflect. Review and reflect. I get a final message here from you. Diversity. We didn't all come here to experience the same thing. Hmm. Take Raphael. I'm healing here that we can pick up on if we want. Yeah. What if you could look at life like a game of chess? Now, I don't know how to play chess, but there's certain moves, right? That each piece is allowed to make, but these pieces don't complain when it's not their time to move because they know when it's their time to move because they're on track. They know. They know what their job is. They know what their specific job is. What they came here to do in this game. We'll call this game life, maybe. You have a specific job you came here to do. You're going to do it. Are you going to do it? Are you allowing life to actually be diverse? Are you allowing people to create differently than you? To play their own chess game? To play the game that is where to allow their soul to move the pieces, not you. To allow somebody who is right where they're supposed to be to make the choices that serve their mastery. Not you telling them what you think they should do, not what you've done, but what they're, because they're right on track in their own game of life, playing as diversely as they want. Because we came here to experience like all these trees, different opportunities for us to experience. Because we're all going to be somewhere different within our soul's mastery and expansion. And it's right on track to where we're supposed to be. Okay. I get one more from here to tie this up. So, base or root chakra. Remembering that you are right on track. Sometimes, though, you can be right on track and you just look around at what's going on and be like, how the fuck did I get here? Okay. Breathe. I need you to breathe in those moments. Connect to your own breath. If you want to count and meter and measure your breath, that's fine. You can do that. Pranayama practices. But just connect to your own breath. You don't know what to do. Breathe. Because you're right where you're supposed to be. But just breathe. Breathe your way through it. Kind of like when a woman's birthing a child, breathing. They teach you that with Lamaze, right? Because it knows, because your body knows what to do. Okay. So you need to, in those moments, then they're woman bringing child and you're breathing because your body knows what to do. Connect to your breath. Your soul knows what to do. You're right where you're supposed to be. Just connect to your own breath. Connect to your own essence. Have you ever breathed with your soul before? Okay, a little practice before we go. We were talking about sacred shapes a little while ago. We're going to bring that back into this. Just close your eyes and just imagine sacred shape around your being and invite your soul into your shape with you. And I'd like for you to imagine that you're standing one in front of the other, looking in each other's eyes, and I want you to hold hands with each other. Okay? Hold hands with your soul and breathe with it. So, what you're going to do when you exhale, your exhale becomes its inhale, and its inhale becomes your exhale. And you're just going to breathe together in that way. When you're not feeling certain and you've forgotten that you're right where you have to be, connect with your soul in this way. Receive the guidance that it wants you to receive right now. Allow it to stabilize you because it can. It's really good at it. Just breathe. Okay. Yeah, one more card, Metatron. One, try this all. Final message. You're right on time. What else do we need to know about this? An attitude of gratitude will take you far. Blessings and thanks. We do truly live on an abundant universe. We truly live on an abundant planet. Look at nature. If you do not believe me, how abundant nature is, we are nature. Just look at trees. Hmm. Anyway, even if you're judging where you are to be a certain way, maybe you don't like it. It's a view of the ego, perhaps, so keep that in mind. Do you really think you're going to get more if you're not thankful for what you already have? It's just a practical question. We can sit here, me, give me more, give me more. I want this. I deserve this. Deserves another. That's a word that can just, that can go. But are you thankful for where you've been? Just as thankful as to where you're going to go. Are you thankful for the experiences that you've had thus far that were positive and negative? Because they've brought you to right here, to right where you are, to right where you're supposed to be. I understand it can feel hard to be thankful for a life of experiences that were painful. But behind that pain, there's a pleasure that you couldn't know without the pain. Allow this message to sit within your heart. Okay. There's a song I'm kind of getting. It's oh my gosh, what is it called? Joe Bonamassa, Driving into the Daylight or something like that. Anyway, there's a sentence, a line in that song. Sorry. Words are getting really difficult. Rusty strings on my old guitar speak volumes of who you are. It's true. You wouldn't be who you are without what you've been through, which to your soul, to your spirit, is perfect, just the way that you are. You are whole and you are enough. Remember that. Okay. Well, feeling pretty complete to me today. So we're going to leave it at that. I do want to thank you for spending this time with me. I am humbled. Um, if you wouldn't mind going and giving the video a like, maybe share it with other people who might find this helpful, to another person who might need a reminder that they too, regardless of how it might feel, you are right on track. You are right on track to getting into those goals that you want, that life you came here to live. So, thank you. Thank you. Maybe consider subscribing too before I forget to ask, so you wouldn't miss more videos like this in the future, more sessions with spirit, see what other messages want to come through. But until next time, happy exploring, and I'll see you later.